Hiya friends, 1 o'clock. Happy bank holiday Monday. I hope you're doing really well. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of folding, something a bit different. So we're going to do a pop-up card today. So I'll just move you slightly so you can see what I'm doing. So this is what we're going to create. This is a pop-up box, really easy. Now I know there are dies available to do this, but it's really simple to create this yourself. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. Hi Graham, just see my cousins watching. I hope you're doing really well. Hope you're staying safe. So I'm going to turn you around so then you can see exactly what I'm doing, which will be much more easier for you. So first things first, what you need is a piece of A4 paper. Really simple, and mark it at 7cm increments. Now you will be left with a little bit, it's like about an inch, just under an inch. Just don't worry about that for now. So once that's done, you're going to fold it in half. So if I turn you around, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. How's that? Perfect. Right, okay. So I've put my little 7cm marks. Then what I'm going to do using them is I'm actually going to fold along them lines. Super easy. You can use a bone folder if you prefer, or you can just go for it. So mountain valley with that extra bit hanging off the edge. Now once you've done this and you've scored it all, then what we're going to do is we are going to start very simply creating our box. So I'm just going to fold that lip over on that edge that we said about. Okay, so once that's done, really simple, what we're going to do then is we're going to fold it clean in half, the opposing direction. Now this is the base of your box. It's that easy. So all we're going to do now, you can either use a paper trimmer or you can use scissors, is we are going to cut down the first score line to the centre. Exactly the same for the next one and the next one. Now on this final little edge that we've left here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually take away the top half of it because we don't need that. Okay, so we're going to take that away. So this is your base now, and you can see already it's starting to come together. Then you're going to adhere it using that piece to the side. So let's add a bit of tape on that. Now I haven't cut mine perfect. I do have one here that I've already cut and scored really crisply, but it's okay, we can go with this one because I actually really love this teal coloured card. It's beautiful. So I'm just adding a bit of liner tape just on that edge, so then we can start constructing our card, she says. There we go. Just take that bit of liner tape off. There we go. So now when we bring this round, you can either pop it inside or you can pop it outside, depending on how you prefer to adhere it together. So I'm just going to pop that nice and straight on that line, like so. Now this is our exploding box, so make sure all them corners are lovely crisp and works. The back half we're actually going to leave standing up. Now that will be part of the display. Next, what you need to do is you need to cut your panels to fit. Now it's 8 panels you're going to need, and all I've done is cut them out of this sort of really light sort of wash grey, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of inking over the top. I'm using a script with my evergreen. Don't worry if it's not straight either. These are so super easy to use and they just work for so many different occasions. So now I've done my script. Next I'm going to take my notebook stencil. These are all available at Create and Craft, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of worn lipstick. These are actually my 2 favourite colour palettes together. I love that teal and pink, it's just beautiful. So then you get this. with whatever's left on my doorbell, I'm just going to do a little bit of vintage work around the outside. That's simple. So there are all my mat and layers taken care of to decorate. Next, what we're going to do, oh, let's say hello. Hiya. How's everyone doing? Hiya. Hope you're all doing really, really well. Hope you're all staying safe. I managed to do my roots yesterday. Looks a lot better. I was not enjoying that at all. Right, anyway, let's get back to this, what we're doing. So now that's done, we can start layering up and doing our details. So here we go. Let me just make sure you can see properly. There we go. So now I've got some strips. Now this is really thick quality card. This is 300 GSM. And the reason why I've cut it so thick is purely to make my spacers. So the easiest way to make your spacer is take it over, you can even do it over this one, look, because they're all the same size, you see. And then I'm just going to fold that back on itself, just like so. Again, now I've actually stuck 2 pieces of card together to create these. So it's really thick and sturdy. It just makes it easier for yourself. So then I'm going to bring that up. I should have my bone folder. There it is. Just on that outside. There we go. So did everyone eat too much chocolate yesterday? There's still plenty left in my house, but I have had too much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this together. Now you can use red liner tape. It works really, really well. You can use wet glue, but I would peg it if I was you to leave it to dry to make sure that it stays in the right position. Or you can use glue and tape. All depends on what you prefer. So now we're going to start fixing. Now these are like our little stages, if you like. So the first one I'm going to pop flush to the top, like so. Next one, bit of tape. I just think sometimes if you haven't got the dies to create these sort of projects, sometimes it can be quite nice to do it from scratch. Also, the kids will love it. It goes flat into an envelope and it can be any theme you want. That's what I love about it, any theme at all. They make great wedding cards, things like that. I've run quite a few workshops making this project before, but I thought it was about time I showed everyone. So now I'm going to go back in, using that again, and where I've measured it from the lid, it will be exact. So there we go. So I could do one more if I wanted, or I could do 2. Should we do one more? Yeah. Let's do one more. So then I'm cutting that down, folding that over so it's exactly the same size as one of the other panels. And that's what you're doing. You're using your panels as your guide. I'm just going to crisp that fold to make it perfect. Pop a bit of tape on. Hope you can all see what I'm doing. Now, if I inspire you today to create this, please share with me your projects. I hope it does. Also, I'm going to be announcing the winner today of the canvas that I did on Friday. But that will be later on, so look out for that. So now my last final piece, I'm just going to place it into my box. Like so. So there we go. And of course it all goes completely flat. Right, okay. So now let's start sticking some of these panels on. Now, if you've got a beautiful, a stamp or something that you really, really love and you want it to go on your box, this is perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. Right, I'm just making sure I'm the right way around. Here we go. I'm using bookbinding glue, but you can use whatever glue you prefer. So I'm just going clean on, and I'm going to do all of these areas first and then underneath. These are quite nice to get some of your other dies out and make like frilly edges, things like that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. again, rotate round. So if you want it sort of vintage, very easy to do that. But if you don't want it vintage, you can do it very crisp and clean as well. So now I'm going to do those layers underneath the flaps, because even though they're underneath, you still get to see them. Then again, around. And you just need to do the 3 main pieces. So I have done this one, this one. Now I'm just going to do this one here. And of course you could do the other side if you want as well. Completely up to you. So then this is our base. So let me make sure I've got all of that. So that's all covered, that's all covered. I'm going to put that very last one just on there, like so. There we go. Just make sure that's... Now usually I would just let this dry and let this sit for a little while, but obviously for today I just want to get on with the project to show you how it works. Now they don't all need to be folded up. Some of them can be folded down, some of them can be folded up. It's completely up to you. But now what we're going to do is we're going to start sort of popping things together. So I'm just going to do this front piece here, which is almost like your sort of opening tab. I've just grabbed, now I love these. These are just like proper random little bitsy bobs. These are where I absolutely love them. Let me think. This one is from Romantic Vintage. This one. They're by Studio Light. And I do believe they're sold at Create and Craft, but also they are sold at Pinflair as well. So I'm just going to sort of offset that a little bit, and I'm going to pop another heart down the bottom. I may just pull in a little bit of ink just to tie this down. There we go, just like so. Then I'm just going to leave that for a second, because next what we're going to do is we're going to start doing some more work. So if I just pop that over there, I'm just going to start doing some more work on the bits that are actually going to go in the slots. Now I've done all my die cutting already, she says, so hopefully it should be all done. Let's have a look. So I've got more sort of bitsy scrapsy bits. I've got a lovely big love heart there that I'm going to cut into slightly. You can do this with any flower shape, just cut into the petals, and then all I'm going to do is go in with my bone folder and sculpt. Go in, try not to pull it, just let it just roll around, because what happens if you pull it, then it can actually rip away from the paper, which is very upsetting. So you're better off just giving it a little sculpt. Try not to bend, more sculpt. Obviously you can pick up those petals after as well. Like on Friday I showed you how you can emboss from the back as well for flowers, but this is just another technique of just giving it a little bit more movement. So there we go. Now what I've done here is again use 300 GSM cardstock, and what I'm doing is I'm actually just making a post for it, so make sure it's the right way. There we go, pop that to the side. I've got some stars as well, and I'm just going to add to this one now. I'm going to go over with my stencil. Pick up a little bit of that Distress Oxide. Just go over. Beautiful. Again, choose your layer or size, and then we're just going to glue that. So really it's like we're making little fairy wands, but we're not making fairy wands, we're actually just making lots of different layers to go onto our project. So this one's going to be a bit longer this time, because I want this one to go at the back. And I'm not inking this one. There we go. Beautiful. Pop that to a side. I've also got a little oval here, and I'm just going to add some random scraps on here to glue it together. Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll pop that one on there. Then we're going to add this one this way, and then a tiny bit just on the outside, not too much, just a little bit here and there. And you can even go back in maybe with a bit of pink just to warm it up a little bit. And then we'll place a stick on the reverse of that. Now these are going to be your actual sort of grounding sticks that will hold all of this up. So last one, again, a beautiful another little flower that I've got here. I'm going to cut right into all those layers, right to the circle. Like so. Again, just pick it up, sculpt it out. See, and even though I've stuck the two layers together, still sculpts beautifully. Now I've got quite a few little projects lined up for today, and I hope that you will enjoy and feel inspired by them all. So now I'm just picking up them petals, squishing them into the front. This is one of the big things that I love doing, is making any die cut, make it 3D. It's really, really simple. It's a lot easier than people expect. And sometimes I think just giving it that little bit of dimension really sets it apart from all the others. So again, there's my flower. So now I have lots and lots of little bitsy bobs. So with my bitsy bobs, these are going to be decorated as we go. So let's have a look at our project. We've got all these beautiful, gorgeous arrangements to go in here. So what I'm going to do first of all is, now that's stuck, gorgeous, I'm going to add some tape just on the bottoms. You can use wet glue, but again, like I said earlier, if you're using wet glue for the actual mechanics of this, I would peg it and leave it to dry. So now I'm just placing that onto that divider. I'm going to bring this one here, just add that tape on. Try and stagger them as well, because then it looks more like an explosion. Again, we're just taking that flower one now, popping some really good quality tape on there. And then again, remember to think about height perceptions as well. So some of them can appear really high. You can either stagger them and turn them if you prefer. So now this one's going to go at the front, but I don't want it just fixed square. I want it fixed sort of slightly askew. Now this panel one I'm adding here, I'm actually going to stick it on the reverse, because I'm going to stick it to that back layer. So I'm just taking that off. I'm going to stick that right there. It's actually going to coincide and pick up the back of the project of the card as well. So I'm just going to place a bit of foam on there. So now as that comes down, that will go like so. So now we get to do all the fun bits. These are the bits that I love, which is just adding little bitsy bobs to it. So on that back star, I've actually got another picture, and I'm going to slightly offset it. The reason why I don't do this straight away and I do it now is so you can see the balance of it. I've also got little scraps of paper as well. These are from Decorative Elements, and I'm just going to use them as well, almost like fillers. There we go. I've got another one there. It's just like a little scrap, and this just fills the box. So now I've got some sentiments. I've got some other bitsy bobs that I'm just going to sort of poke in. Don't worry about being, just make sure that it fits and it all sits properly, because if it doesn't sit properly, it's not going to look perfect. So you just got to sort of sit back and look at it. There we go. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to add a few little sentiments now. So I've got one of my Tim Holtz limited edition on the front. I'm also going to add a star to that front flower, like so. I've got a little ticket here that I'm just going to sort of offset on that little tab at the front, like so. Let's have a look how we're doing. Yes. So I'm just going to have a little one here, and I'm just going to tuck that into that front panel just to fill that little space that I've got there. So once you're happy with all of your layouts, then what we're going to do is it will be ready to go. So just fill in them spaces, make it pop. Looks beautiful with die cuts. I mean, I've done one before that had a ballerina on. That was beautiful. So many ideas you can do with this style of card, because it is so unique and different. Right, let's have a look. Hi Jess, hope you're doing all right. Hi, there we go. Oh, she says, how annoying is that? Wait for the glue to dry, Carly. Hi Claire Louise, hope you're doing really well. Laura, hope you're all doing good. Let's have a look. Oh look, I've got loads looking. Hiya, hi Jenny. There we go. So that's the kind of pop-up, and of course it will all go flat into an envelope. Now this actual template, I did actually write it all out, and it is on my blog. So it's Carly Dove Creations if you want to have a look. But you can make it feminine and petite. You can make it big and bolshy. Completely up to you. Right, so that was the first project I wanted to do. The next project is a bit of it's one of them where you think, should I have done this? Should I have made this project? And what we are going to do is, oh, yes, I will do that project actually. I've got two different projects I'm going to do. The first one is going to be this. Now this is the napkin fold card. I'll just take the banner off around there, and this is what you create. Can you see that? All you need is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock like this. See? So shall we have a go at it? I think we should, don't you? Okay, I'll turn you around again so you can see what I'm doing. So 12 by 12. Basically, all you need to do is, first of all, measure 6 by 6. So me being me, just don't crisp fold it, just mark it where your 6 by 6, and then again on the opposing side, 6 by 6. Right. So now what we're going to do is we are going to work as a square, but we're actually going to bring these to the center point. So now we've got that lovely crisp markings of the 6 by 6. Now we can start bringing every corners in, and we are literally sticking to them measurements. So again, around we go. You can use a scorer if you prefer, but I tend to just go for it myself. I'm one of these people that I look at a card and think, oh, I could do that, that'd be easy. So this is where we are, okay? So now what we need to do is we need to measure this distance to this distance. So let me just grab a, well, it's not a ruler, is it? This is my hunky-dory and we need to measure that thickness to there. So that'll be 15, and that is 7 again. What is it? It was 7 today. Okay, so I'm going to open it this time because I'm measuring. Just makes it a lot easier. So let's have a look. Seven. So then I'm going to mark it, or what you can do if you want to is you can score it straight from there. So instead of using, you can just score it instead. So we're going all the way around the edges to get that 7. There we go, right up to that edge. 7. Oh, I do love a bit of Strictly. It'll be back on soon. Well, after the summer. There we go. And 7 again. So yeah, you're noticing the rule of 7 is great in card making. So now I've scored that, I am ready to go. So let's have a look at this. So now I'm going to pick this up, and I'm actually going to work all of those square folds that I've just done for that edger, if you like. There we go. So then what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the corner, and this time we're going to bring up the corners a bit differently. So we're going to bring up this to here and then come back. Make sure that corner's lovely and crisp. And then we are just going to fold. Okay, so that's one. Goes to there, to there, to there. And then this one will come up, come out, go round. Okay, so basically we want to achieve this in each corner. So again, bring it up, fold it down. Sorry, my paper keeps running away from me today. Run around, rotate, make sure that is crisp to the corner. Doing, Mr. Paper? There we go, there you are. Just need to give it a squish. And then that one's going to come in there. Make sure that's crisp to that corner, like so. And the final one, make sure it comes right in that corner again, squish it down. So now we're going to open it up. We're going to take our corners in, so just the corners this time. And then we're just going to reconstruct that back together. So all of those, squish it back in. So there we go. A napkin fold card. So then all you're going to do is, where's my other one again? Oh, there it is. All you're going to do is you're going to decorate the centre panel on the inside, decorate your corners, and then you're going to make a beautiful slide belt to keep it all together. So there we go. That was project 2 for today. So you've got a napkin fold. We've also done a exploding box today. And now for the end of the demonstration. I hope you like that. I hope that was good. I'm going to do a never-ending card. Now, if you've been a fan and you've followed me since the old days, which was a company I worked for called Creator, which was a magnificent company. It was based in the Netherlands. And I used to have a weekly show on Create Craft, and that's how I first got into professional crafting. So this is a never-ending card. Now, it just doesn't stop. It's a really fun, interactive card that you can just play with constantly. It's brilliant, isn't it? How cool is that? And I'm going to show you how to create that today, okay? So basically, rule of thumb, again, now this is mental. I don't know why it's 7 centimetres again. I'm sure it is. Let me just check that. Oh, guess what? 7 centimetres. Each panel is 7 centimetres by 15, okay? So you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 panels of 7 by 15. Then what you're going to do is on the top half is you're just going to score a line. I do believe, let me just check the exact measurement of that. It's 3 centimetres, okay? So when you're at 3 centimetres, score on both ends, and then that will get you ready to go. Right, so I'm actually going to do that now for you. So you take your panel, which is 7 by 15, you score 3 centimetres in. That easy, okay? So I'm just going to measure this quickly. I'll turn you around so you can see what I'm doing then, can't you? It's a bit better, a bit easier. So 3 centimetres in is there, okay? Rotate 3 centimetres in, there. Just make sure it's a working fold. So give it a forward and backwards. Now the cardstock I'm using, this is 250 GSM, so it's always better to get a heavier weight to create your card. So next what I'm going to do is just add 2 decorative panels to each side. Now the decorative panels I'm using, this is from Russet Tattered Lace USB. I just love that deep, gorgeous purple. So again, both sides. Now, there's no hiding away from this one. The back will be seen. So you do need to make sure that it's as good as the front. So then what we're going to do is start placing it together. So you're going to place top and bottom on there. So remember, 7 by 15, 7 by 15. Need 4 of those. 3 centimetres in, score, score. Now we're going to start adhering this together, and there's a bit of a trick to how you adhere it together. So I'm taking tape, it might be a little bit big, and I'm just going to tape it in the corners. That might be a bit small. There we go, so we're just going to adhere it on the edges, the 4 points of the corners, but obviously not this middle bit. I want to try and keep it in line if we can. And we're just going to adhere it there. So once we take this off, I mean this is equal to red liner tape, so it depends. If you're going to use wet glue, peg it, let it dry overnight, make sure that it's sturdy. So 2 opposing corners on 2 different pieces of the panels. So now we're just going to add them 2 together, making sure they're in the right position. There we go. And we're going to take our 2 front panels now. So this one is going to go opposite way Now again, the stencil template for this is on my blog. So again, we're going this way now. Just like so. And all, because it all measures the same, it all just goes lovely and flush. So there. So now we're going to start working them folds. Here we go. See, that just hasn't got enough tape. Come on, Carly. Do your job properly. Okay, let me put a bit more tape on that. It's my fault, 'cause look, I used a tiny little bit. I was trying to be a bit savvy with the tape. Not a good idea with construction. Always put more. Okay, so let's see where we are with this. That one goes there. So now we've got our front piece, this piece, then this opens up into this, and then we come back round to the front. There we go, perfect. So now I can decorate this. So I've got oodles of bitsy bobs. Now some of these are stamps that I've coloured. They're from Tonic, which is quite nice. This little one's quite sweet. So I'm just going to start adding a few little bitsy layers. Bit of wet glue. There we go. We could have a present and a balloon. I've got that one there. Little present there. Beautiful. Now this one, I'm going to add a little bit of decoration at the top, bunting, like so. You could actually have a pose in if you wanted. I'm just going to add a little bit of detail there. Nice big circle. Pop that on there. Can put sentiment on top of there, just like so. And then let's have a look for balance. Nope. Yes. Little love heart just at the top there. Again, these are Tonic Doodle stamps. I think maybe, I don't know. Helps if they stick. Come on, you. So then we're going to turn it over. Do these centre panels down here now. Obviously you can decorate every side, every single side you can, which is brilliant. So a present on there, and a balloon. Up there. Lovely. Now we're going to turn these over. Oh, you monkey trousers. Stay. These two panels, and I'm actually going to pop happy this side. This is just a little rub on sentiment. Oh, it's not rubbing on. Oh dear, that is upsetting. It's okay. I can just put enjoy for you. It might be a bit old, that rub, maybe. Sometimes they do. If you don't look after them properly, they tend to dry out a bit. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on there, just like so. One more present on there. Pop that on there. again. Why? Why must you do that to me today, naughty? Oh, I don't know about you, but if you start getting low on adhesive, I need to get some more, quick. I'm running out. Okay, so that was that corner that was supposed to be in. There, perfect. So, let's have a look. So we have this, we have this, that opens and turns and turns and turns and turns. That is a never-ending card. See how easy that was? Oh, thanks, you're loving my dress. Cheers. I like this dress as well. It's Vivian of Holloway, actually. It's my little Doris dress. Okay, so last and final, at least, I want to show you how to do triple thick embossing. Don't know. Hi, Squirrel. Hope you're doing all right. Because it's something that we used to do a lot of it in the industry, but it seems to have stopped. But it's great. What it does, it gives you an enamel base, which is beautiful. So I'm just going to do a little tag and I'll show you how it works. So here we go. Tiny little tag I've got here. I'm just going to do some quick ink work over it. So I'm just going to use that teal, just a little bit random tealness, like so. I'm going to pick up again my absolute favourite, the hot pink, the warm lipstick. Just reminds me of watermelon. So lovely. There we go, and then just blend that through to the other layers. There we go, just build up a bit of darker colour. Then I'm going to grab some stencils. What stencils should we have today? Oh, I'll come back to the script, you know. I think so. I'm loving this today, so I'm going to use a bit of Stormy Sky with this. Now, I do believe this may have peacock blue on, but we're going to have a go anyway. Beautiful. So now just a little bit to tie that together around the edge, like so. And then I'll just stamp over the top of that with a little, it's like a library card almost. It's by Tattered Lace, it's part of the Junk Journal collection, but I love it. So I'm just going to pick that up, stamp in black, and then I'm going to heat set the whole thing first before we emboss it. Because if you are stamping or using inks and you don't dry them before you emboss over the top, it will pick up on that ink as well. So there's my little library card. Oh, helps if we're on. Oh, come back. So I'm just going to make sure that is really lovely and dry before we start doing triple thick embossing. Now you can use really, really thick embossing granules. I warn you now, they are a bit tricky to use because they are so thick. You need a lot of heat, but they do come out absolutely gorgeous. But I'm just going to be using just some clear gloss superfine. This is by Wow. So once that's dry, we shall start. So I've just got an embossing ink pad. I'm going to go over the whole thing. Give it a real good. And of course, look, there's no ink on there because I dried it first. Now emboss. Now I'll probably probably will need a pair of tweezers because it's gonna get hard. So we're actually embossing the whole layer complete. If it looks grainy, keep applying the heat until it all melts. Okay. There's one layer. So the name sort of gives it away really. We're going to do triple layers. So that's the first layer. Nice and shiny. Obviously that is dried to touch now. So now again going over more embossing ink. Again. Make sure that's dried, just let it cool down a little bit. Yep, then we go back again. More embossing. Stamp over the top. And we're going back in. Try and get a really good thick. Nice thick layer over the top of that. So that is triple thick embossing. So now we've done the trio and you can see you've got that gorgeous shine. It's almost like it's been encapsulated in resin. It's so easy. So, hiya, how's everyone doing? So, there we go, triple embossing. Now, I know this will be a new technique for some people. It will be, hi Michelle, hope you're doing really well. Or it might be an old technique. But I just wanted to show you how you can create that beautiful sheen. It looks gorgeous on top of photos as well. It just gives it that extra shine. And now this is so thick, it's ready to go. So whether you want to create your own sort of enamel styled embellishments or flowers, that would be lovely. So that's it for today, friends. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you feel inspired. Please pop along. We are on YouTube. Please subscribe as well. That would be great. And I will be back Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I look forward to seeing you. And if there's any tips or techniques that you'd like me to show you, then please let me know. Take care. Have a great Easter Monday. And try not to eat too much chocolate because I've eaten loads. Take care, friends. See you later. Stay safe. Bye.